What's up, guys? Chris19 here, and we're gonna be reacting to Stephen A. Smith goes off about Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan, and all about LeBron James and all comparison is unfair and all that. And so go subscribe to ESPN. Go over here, ESPN, subscribe, turn on notifications, and go over videos and watch whatever videos you want. Go over just First Take. Go over here and go under here and then First Take. And there you go. That's for the NBA playoffs. That's for the playoffs. For just First Take, we'll go over here under TV shows on ESPN. Go under here and just watch all the First Take. It's about sports and it's really cool. And you can also watch it on your TV, on your Sports Center channel. So let's get right into this video.
You know, I like Scottie Pippen. I don't enjoy having to say what I have to say. I'm not going to even get into the gibberish you just threw out there, Max Kellerman, because you're not the target of my ire at this particular moment in time. I just look at a guy like Scottie Pippen, and I'm like, I hate attaching agendas to what somebody says. I believe that people have the right to feel what they feel without somebody thinking there's some kind of ulterior motive to their words. But in Scottie Pippen's case, I have to make an exception. What the hell is he talking about? Makes no sense whatsoever. We're talking about a man in Jordan. You threw out Max's regular season numbers. You forgot the postseason. In the 12 years that Michael Jordan was in the playoffs, he never averaged less than 30. Ever. One series he averaged 43. Another was 36. Another was 35. Another was 34. He never averaged less than 30. He's a career 48.7% shooter from the field. Now you look at Scottie Pippen and you say to yourself, okay, you bring up the errors as if that's a knock against Jordan, when it is my belief that is what elevates Jordan. We are living in an era, we are literally covering an era where you can get called for a foul for passing gas. I mean, if the smell stink enough, you might get called for a foul. You got bad breath, you might get a technical. Don't get me started with the talking. And that's even before you get into the actual physical play that takes place. I gave you 3 categories before you even get into the physical play. This is the era LeBron is living in. Now, a 270-pound locomotive coming at you is playing in an era where you don't even have to touch him and you might still get called for a foul. But Jordan was playing against Boston with McHale and Bird and Parrish and those boys. And then after that, he had to go through the bad boy Pistons, and we know what the bad boys with Mahorn and Lambert and Sally and Rodman and James Edwards and Dumas and our rough rider like Isaiah Thomas, who was a little pit bull. He was CP3 before CP3 ever came along. And then after that, we go into the 90s, where you're going against the Knicks with Mason and Oakley and Ewan and these boys. You go against Indiana with the Davises and Rick Smiths and Reggie Miller and those boys. You go into the finals against Phoenix with Barkley. You go into the finals against Portland with Clyde Drexler and the crew. You go into the finals with Magic and the Lakers. You go into the finals with Karl Malone and Stockton. You go into the finals against Gary Payton and Sean Kemp. And Scottie Pippen has the temerity, the unmitigated gall, the blasphemy to sit up there and go like this. Well, you know what, they play in different eras, and we just have to look at it, and more responsibility was on LeBron James' shoulders. What are you smoking? Scottie Pippen, one of the greatest players as far as I'm concerned, two-way players. He defended all-time 50 greats. I loved having them on the show. It's all in fun, baby. Don't take it personal. I love me some Scottie Pippen. But when it comes to this subject about Michael Jordan, I'm sitting there going like this. Did Michael Jordan not hug you enough? Did he not appreciate you enough? Is there something that's missing in terms of the love, the brotherhood, or something that tells us that, you know what, you just up in your feelings? Because I don't understand how you could bring up errors and think that that favors as LeBron with this soft as cottonelle tissue era that we're living in. Unbelievable.
It is very soft. You can't even do anything but call for a foul. Trust me.
He's not saying the era favors LeBron. He's saying it's hard to judge because they played in different eras.
But then why judge them, Max? Then why judge? Then why is he judging? Doesn't it sound like he's judging to you?
One of the observations he's making, which is true, is that Jordan was not asked to do as much as LeBron. Now that may also somewhat be a function of the era in which they play. But let
me ask you this question,
you and I both know Jordan's the greatest player who ever lived.
I'm not debating
but you
that.
can't admit
I'm
that
not
LeBron's
debating
got to do.
He's not the best. LeBron's the best.
A question. I'm not debating that. What I'm asking you is this question, Max. If you want to bring up era, how could you ignore the era and responsibility in the same question? It's not diametrically opposed. The point that I'm trying to make is the era was so tough. That in and of itself harbored a strong level of responsibility. Scottie Pippen knows basketball. He knows that.
Well, I would say, for example, when you talk about fouls, it was more physically taxing in Jordan's era in terms of how you might get roughed up. But I would say that LeBron gets more calls than Jordan. In fact, if you really want to look at it, LeBron suffers a little bit of what Shaq did, which is he's so big and strong, they let people get away with a little more on LeBron than they would on another player. And Jordan got a ton of calls.
Whoa. Stop the question. Are you sitting here and saying that LeBron James has been exposed to the level of physicality that Michael Jordan was exposed to?
No. It's not what I'm saying.
I just wanted to make sure. No, I'm not accusing. I had to ask. You're
talking about physical toughness. Look, if you rewind the clock in football, those guys may have been able to get away with more dirty tricks or more kind of brutality in a way. That doesn't mean they were better
brutality is an
football
appropriate word.
Yeah.
Brutality is see, hold on, Molly, before we go.
Game's changed.
This is the blasphemy in Max's word. This is the blasphemy when it comes to Max. Max Kellerman, put me up on that damn split screen so I can see Max Kellerman when I'm saying this, please. Max Kellerman, the boxing historian. A boxing historian, an elite boxing analyst. You cover a pugilistic sport and you're going to ignore the physicality that Michael Jordan has been subjected to because of this gibberish that Scottie Pippen is doing. Scottie Pippen is one of the elite players because in a physical era, he still stood out above the crowd. How can he look at himself knowing how great he was and not appreciate Michael Jordan as much as he should in comparison to
I'm not ignoring it. And Michael Jordan, by the way, played 82 games like every single year and played 40 minutes almost a game. I'm not ignoring it. It's not a question of who's tougher or even who's greater. Jordan. We agree about that. It's who had more to do. LeBron simply is asked to do more.
Exactly. Jordan is not the best, but LeBron is asked to do more. Alright, thanks for watching. Say this one more time like I did in the other video. Go over to ESPN, look it up. Go over here to videos. If you want to look at all the videos, you have a certain one, go to the playlist. Pick which one you want. If you're watching First Take, it's one right there. And there's all this First Take. And then, if you want to watch ones about the NBA playoffs, they have their own right there. Alright, thanks for watching. And Crush 19, out.